All right, let's get to a little baseball talk if you don't mind. We're getting ready to launch for a little summer camp. Yeehaw! Players continue to show up. Justin Turner doing his thing out at Dodger Stadium, like he took your boy Lack deep in the NLCS a few years ago. Garrett Cole, he's looking smooth, ready to operate. So too is Joey Votto in Cincinnati. Now, one of the more interesting storylines, we've got 10 teams that have new managers. In some cases, they're older managers, like Dusty Baker. He's getting a fresh start in Houston. David Ross, first-time skipper in Chicago, replacing Joe Madden, who's now out in Anaheim. Joe Girardi left us at MLB Network to take over the reins in Philadelphia. So, Kev, which new manager has the most intriguing storyline out of the 10 new guys?
Who's the coolest manager? Well, there's a couple of them, but let's just go right to it. Dusty Baker. All of the stuff that happened with the Astros was really, really weird. And everybody's like, wow. And who are they going to hire? And Hinch gets fired. Next thing they know, they bring in a 71-year-old stud entering his 23rd Major League season as a manager, Chris. And this is the perfect guy. Last managed in 2017 with the Nats. But Dusty Baker has a way, he's seen everything, right? He's seen every beanball, he's seen every brawl, he's been asked every question media-wise. So when the season was going to start, the Astros were going to get all over the place. I mean, the players don't like the Astros, they're against them, and the media doesn't like the Astros, and they stole this World Series ring. But Dusty has a calmness and a peace. And one thing about Dusty Baker, Chris, he's a player's manager, so he's the guy.
Yep. No question about it. Eric Karros told me that when he got traded over to the Chicago Cubs and Dusty was there, he's like, I've never met a cooler cat in my life. The guy, and he knew how to treat veterans too. There's a lot of veterans on that team, so you make some great points. But I'm going to go to the opposite end of the age and experience spectrum here. The New York Mets, they were supposed to have Carlos Beltran in there. We know why that didn't work out. So his replacement is Luis Rojas, and he's in his late 30s. He's never had a big league managerial job, but I think he's going to do great, in part because he's been with this organization for a decade and a half. He has managed a bunch of the guys that are already stars on this team, right? Pete Alonso, Jacob deGrom, Nimmo, Conforto, McNeil, Ahmed Rosario. They're all familiar with him. And let's remember, when he was named manager, and we were all like, who the heck is this guy? The number of positive tweets that were mentioned about Luis Rojas on social media by guys who had already played, and they were like, this is the perfect choice. And it almost made you wonder why they didn't go with him over Carlos Beltran in the first place, Kev.
Yeah, I tell you what, he brings it. He's another guy, just his interviews, brings a calmness and a leadership quality to him. Loves his family, loves his wife. So you need that kind of guy, especially as a young kid, that guys can gravitate to and follow his lead.
By the way, I know we're going to make predictions on who's going to do well in this abbreviated 60-game season. Keep your eye on the Mets. I know that Noah Syndergaard is out the year with arm surgery, but they've got deGrom, who's won 2 straight Cy Young awards. I look at their lineup. It's really good. And I get it. You play in the pressure-packed place of New York City, but I think Rojas, as you mentioned, calming influence. I really like it.